All right. I think I'm recording. Welcome over here to Swanky Foil Hatter. I'm Nancy. This channel was formerly known as Can Angels Fly Tarot. Today, I just want to make a brief video and talk about something that I believe is going on. Now, I really don't have the terminology ready to cover this subject matter, and the subject matter is about why are things so expensive? Why are incomes not increasing or keeping up with the cost of living? Those kind of concerns that we're uh, dealing with. I remember some years back, I ran across this terminology, and it went something like this: a matriarch, a king, queen, emperor, or whomever owns the land, whatever land they own, and by extension, the people. So whoever's born on the land that the monarch owns, they also own the people because the people were born on that mass of land. During that time period, um, what time period am I talking about? This is when I was really heavy into tarot reading and interpreting the stars as far as astrology. I also ran into this subject matter, and the subject matter was about uh, the value of a human. Let me see if I can say this differently. That when a person is born into this world on a landmass that is owned by a monarch, the monarch owns that child. And that child is expected, or it is anticipated, that at a certain age, that child will grow into a person that benefits the homeland. I can't remember how much uh, the research I did back in the day revealed, but I'm just say $1 million that each person is born is expected to produce $1 million into their homeland economy. And so here in the United States, currently, I think it's 326 million people. Now, if every person grew up and contributed the anticipated amount, um, was productive, and contributed to their homeland, which is the United States, relative to this example, $1 million. That would every year, and this is annually, then the homeland would have amassed $326 million per year just based on the occupants. Because the current situation here in the United States exists of people that are unemployed and receiving entitlements, because the situation here in the United States consists of people who are disabled and pulling disability, because the situation here in the United States consists of people who have went through the system and retired and are now pulling those benefits, and because the current situation in the United States seems to consist of people that don't hold down a long-term job or position that aids in the building of the nation or upholding the .gov's agenda for the future of the land. There's not a, there has not been for years a consistent flow of return on the United States population. So the penalty is to punish the people for not playing their anticipated role. Their anticipated role is to what? To produce at least $1 million to be worth their weight in gold to benefit the homeland, not themselves, the homeland. And because that has not been going on consistently, steadily, for at least a decade or two, the time has come that the .gov is going to reduce entitlements and uh, pull back on those that do not contribute the anticipated return to the homeland. That's what's going on. And that's so interesting how time reveals so many answers. I have been gathering this kind of information over the last 5 to 10 years. And just in this moment, it made sense to me. So, the .gov, as well as their partners in crime, whom are the malevolent alien entities, are going to, again, punish the populace for not meeting the anticipated or projected um, agenda, as far as finances. Another thing I like to point out is it is often talked about who will be the next world power. And I hear over and over again that China will be the next world power. How is that possible? Why is that possible? Well, currently, China's population is 1.3 plus billion people, where here is only 320 something million people. So let's turn and look at China. If China's population is currently 1.3 plus billion people, and every single person is anticipated to produce at least $1 million a year to be considered um, a valuable citizen, a worthy citizen, then just the population in China alone lets us know it. Not the population, number of the population, also the number of elderly people pulling any type of pension. Do they have pensions? Or the citizens, as far as the working class, how many people are unemployed in China? See, these kind of things determine if the individual will meet that projected amount that they need to bring home to the homeland. And in China, China's supposed to be known for producing or birthing really productive people. And I've heard from people from China, as well, just in general, information out here, is that China really pushes their citizens to achieve, to grow, to be responsible. And that also has to do with their, what they call it, where they grade their citizens along the way, year after year, day after day. I forgot what it's called, but they actually score their social scoring system to keep their citizens on track, to make sure that they're highly productive citizens, so that they can meet their anticipated goal, to financial goal, to contribute to the welfare of the homeland, not themselves, but the homeland. And if it is true that China is really pumping out productive citizens, and they're meeting the goal of producing $1 million a year and bringing it home to the homeland. and that their employment rates are down, and that their senior citizens are fewer than the working, and their disabled people are fewer or non existent in comparison to the working, then they will meet that projected goal, and they will have the financial standing to be the world's superpower. So, back over here to the United States, the citizens of the United States have been a threat to the country. We are the country's biggest threat. And we are the biggest threat because a lot of us are not working or consistent workers, or not willing to do whatever job is necessary to bring home the projected uh, amount back to contribute to the homeland. We have a large population of retirees and senior citizens. So that they're pulling out of this pool of money that will determine if the United States can stay the world's superpower. How about that?